when I had the pub, it was very interesting. There were about 8 or 10 people who drank there every day. They were working men. There was Twinkle, that was John Westacott. There was Bill Westacott. There was Jim Blight. There was Stanmore. There was Fred Eyre. There was a Bombra. There was several others. And every night they'd come in. And they were all down from the new buildings, what we used to call the council houses. And there was hardly anybody in the village proper drank there. So that was, but when I took it over, it was still not a cider house, but it was, a lot of cider was sold, and we had our 2 galloners, what I'd say. Old Twinkle Westcott, Margaret Westcott's husband, would drink 16 pints a day. He'd have 5 immediately he came back from work, and that's in quick order. Then he'd go home and have his dinner and come out for another 11. Yeah, or the farm workers would drink it by the gallon because they'd sweat it off. And I was given a breathalyzer by the policeman, Roger Brockway, because he'd been down there drinking all lunchtime. And he said, "I better go now." I said, "I'll better give you a lift home, Roger," because my car was outside the garage. So he went and got in the pub garage, got in my car, and I drove him up to the police house, which was just about 5 houses up. And he said, "I think I better give you the breathalyzer now, Ronan." I said, "Thank you very much." And I blew into it, caught with every colour under the sun. He said, I should be careful driving home. So I went back again. When I had it, I suppose it was a cider house. We changed it to serve food, and we began the metamorphosis from a cider pub into an eating pub that it is now. And started the King's Nymphs, that was the women's bowls team, and dart teams came back to us because they were at the castle in George Nympton. They all came back to play for us.
So because I can remember the pub when Jim Constable was there, and you went through the door and there was a snug on one side.
Yeah, we had it like that. The bar was in the middle, and where the tables are, that was the lounge bar. And we used to charge 2p a pint more to drink in the lounge bar, because that was where the bettermost folks drank, And we used the door. When you go in the pub, there's a door which is never used. And that door used to go into there. And right in front of you, there was the serving hatch where you served cigarettes and crisps and sherry in brown paper bags to the Methodists and sort of things like that. And the main bar was to the right.
So what about some of the other characters? I mean, particularly the Fred and Ken thing.
Fred and Ken, and John won't mind me saying this, to get a drink out of Fred Eyre was, it's like trying to get, a drink out of the Pope, because it just couldn't be done. And he'd be always there, and a visitor come in, I say, "This is a lovely pub." Fred said, "Yes, it is a lovely pub. You new here?" Yeah, and the visitor say, "Well, I better get a pint. Would you like one?" "Yes, thank you." So Ken then would be sniffing away on the other side with his pipe. I don't know what's going on there. So the next one that come in, Ken would then go for. And they'd have pint after bloody pint. In the end, I got a pint out of Fred Eyre. I got one out of him. But that was by keeping on with him. But they had this remarkable ability to see the visitors and make sure, give them local knowledge, this, that and the other. Such things like they'd say to them, "How do we get from here to Barnstaple?" "Oh, I wouldn't start from here. I'd go South Molton first and go from there." "Oh, thank you very much indeed." Yeah. Ken always used to water the little entrance to your place in there. I believe was there a strawberry bush there, or there was something there, and Ken used to water them on the way down on a regular. I remember Jim Bomber, he got on his bike at the top, because I dared him to cycle home, and he went right down. He went right through the window of the old inn. "Thank you."
We can't have been there at the time.
No, it was before, Well, no, you could have been. I don't know when it was, but he certainly did it, Jim Bombra. And to my shame, when I first went into the pub, and for the first couple of months, I used to go round with a quarter bottle of scotch in my pocket. And when some of my regulars were there, I'd just pour a bit in their beer. You couldn't do it now, I'd be kicked out, right? And they quite enjoyed it, yeah.